Welcome everyone to our Emotional Aromatherapy webinar. My name is Alana Franklin, and today we're going to learn about supporting your emotional health with essential oils. We are all naturally emotional beings. However, the way that we experience feelings is unique to each of us. Our emotional resiliency can have a huge impact on our overall quality of life. So I'm excited to explore this topic with you today. This is my family. We live in the Pacific Northwest. My husband Bradley is a chiropractor on the Olympic Peninsula. We have 2 boys and 2 girls, all 2 years apart. Yes, we have our hands and our hearts very full, and we use essential oils with our kiddos every day in our home. Now, before we jump into understanding the science of emotions, I need to begin with a disclaimer. The information I'm sharing today is for educational purposes only. It's not meant to substitute for medical care or to prescribe treatment for any specific health condition. Please see a qualified healthcare provider for medical treatment. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA, and doTERRA products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. I also just want to encourage you to be an educated consumer and research all products that you use in or on your body. I am an essential oil educator, which means that I teach people how to use essential oils to support and maintain their health. I'm passionate about teaching families to use essential oils at home because I've seen firsthand how empowering it is for individuals and parents especially who learn to use these natural plant extracts. But essential oils also provide targeted emotional health benefits. When I learned that oils could be used for mood management, this was exciting to me because my family has been dramatically affected by emotional health concerns for generations. Also, living in the Pacific Northwest, we have a lot of seasonal mood disorders and emotional wellness issues. So learning about this topic has really been a labor of love and one that's added a lot of value to my family. To understand how essential oils can be effective psychologically, we need to have a basic knowledge of what essential oils are and how they function in our bodies. So let's delve into what exactly essential oils are. You've likely experienced them before, even if unknowingly. We consume essential oils when we eat food. Fresh aromatic plants contain about 1 to 2% essential oils by weight. And if you take a peppermint leaf and you'll rub it between your fingers, you'll experience a strong peppermint smell because you're actually bursting the little essential oil sacs that rest on the surface of the plant. You'd need a magnifying glass to see these little sacs. They're tiny, but not nearly as small as the chemical constituents that make up that peppermint oil. Essential oils are extremely molecularly dense. 1 drop contains 40 million trillion molecules. That's a lot of zeros. So to put that into perspective, a grown adult only has about 37.2 trillion cells in their body. When you do the math, that's over 1 million molecules for each and every cell. This is why we only need 1 drop of essential oil to achieve powerful benefits for our bodies. These tiny molecules can service every cell within minutes. Let's look at why plants produce essential oils in the first place, though. When animals are faced with a predator, they have the fight or flight ability, but plants don't. They had to evolve other ways to protect themselves from danger. Plants also lack an immune system to combat parasites such as bacteria, viruses, and fungi. Essential oils, they level the playing field between plants and animals by providing chemicals that protect plants from these predators and pests. Also, it requires valuable energy for plants to produce essential oils, which is why they must perform multiple functions for the plant. They have to be multi-purpose, or it would be too costly for the plant to produce these vital oils. For example, essential oil constituents are responsible for protecting plants from ultraviolet ultraviolet radiation damage, that radiation damage that comes from the sun, and they also facilitate communication to insects and other plants. Now, it's important to know how multifaceted the benefits are for plants because it helps us to understand how a single essential oil benefits multiple systems in our bodies and can offer physical and emotional benefits simultaneously. The takeaway here is that essential oils are complex mixtures of chemical compounds, and every therapeutic effect displayed by an essential oil is due to the actions of one or more of its constituents. For example, lavender essential oil is widely used for its calming and soothing properties, but lavender oil isn't relaxing because it smells pretty. It's calming because the aromatic constituents communicate chemical messages to our bodies, telling the autonomic nervous system to activate the parasympathetics, essentially that it's time for the body to rest and digest. There's no placebo effect or magic happening here, it's just chemistry, which I happen to think is pretty magical. Now, chemists have extensively researched thousands of plant extracts and created classifications of different constituent groups to organize their common therapeutic benefits. If you want to read more about the chemical construction and properties of essential oils, you'll find a ton of great information and resources on doTERRA's science blog. doTERRA also provides tools for us to effectively determine which essential oils and blends provide support for our changing moods. You can see here on the left a quadrant showing our mood matrix oils. It provides guidance for selecting appropriate blends for different emotional states. doTERRA does a fabulous job at aptly naming our blends, but it's helpful to see at a glance which oils and blends will provide, support for emotional response or lessen feelings of tension. On the right, we have doTERRA's aromatherapy wheel, which is an organization of aromatic plant families around a continuum of emotions. This is an excellent tool to help support your mood in any given moment. These 10 blends are powerful tools to manage emotions. Modern scientific studies on the influence of aroma confirm that smell is the fastest way to affect mood. Aromatic molecules have direct access to the limbic area or emotional seat of the brain. And, as we highlight oils throughout this webinar class, if you have them in your home, please bring them out and experience their aroma as we talk about each one. Let's take a closer look at the aromatherapy wheel and put it to work. And, we're going to go ahead and we'll use doTERRA's version showing the plant families and oils. Notice how there are 6 different types of plants that produce essential oils to give support in their own unique and specific way. What I find fascinating is that how the plants grow is a lot like how they function in our bodies. Take, for example, citrus oils. Citrus plants grow in warm, sunny climates, elevated in trees, high off the ground. In our bodies, citrus oils function as uplifting, happy, elevating oils. When you look at this aromatherapy wheel, you can identify the emotion you might be feeling and select the corresponding essential oil blend. Emotions listed in the citrus category include feeling discouraged, gloomy, distressed. One of the emotional aromatherapy system blends that includes citrus oils is cheer. Cheer is an uplifting blend of citrus and spice essential oils that provide a cheerful boost of happiness and positivity to brighten up your day. We definitely need that here in the Pacific Northwest when we have so many days of gray, drizzly weather. Cheer is a wonderful blend to apply to a cotton ball or terracotta plate and place in your car, or to diffuse at work, school, or just to promote a positive, uplifting environment wherever you might be. This blend is especially useful to counteract negative emotions of feeling down, blue, or low. Now, looking again at the diagram, if you don't have an emotional aromatherapy system with you, you can still utilize this wheel with other oils from your collection. For instance, If you wanted to experience the benefits of citrus and spices, you could also use oils like grapefruit and cassia, or identify other blends that primarily come from these plant families. One that comes to mind here is On Guard, which includes wild orange and cinnamon, and it's known to protect against feelings of vulnerability. Another example of chemistry at play can be seen with oils from tree resins. Trees are rooted deep into the earth, offering a strong foundation for the plants to have that strength and stability. Tree oils offer our bodies the same properties. They help us to feel more balanced, grounded, and secure. Emotions that may be balanced by tree oils include sadness, grieving, and feelings of shame. Forgive is a renewing blend of tree oils and herb essential oils that help release feelings of anger and guilt. You can apply Forgive blend over the heart, on the insides of your wrists, or across the forehead for emotional relief. Let's take a closer look at the floral plant family. It's no wonder we traditionally find flowers at highly emotional events like weddings and funerals. These comforting plant extracts offer the body respite for unpleasant emotions such as worry, fear, and feeling hurt. Console is a comforting blend of floral and tree essential oils that evoke feelings of hope and ward off feelings of grief and sadness. You can experience the benefits of this calming blend by simply inhaling a drop of Console in your palms, or by wearing on pulse points, behind the ears, or at the wrists. Another blend that includes floral extracts is doTERRA's Peace. This reassuring blend is a fusion of floral and mint essential oils that promote feelings of reassurance and contentment. It's a helpful blend to diffuse or inhale before taking a test, presenting to a large group, or at times of worry or distress. You can also use the Peace blend to calm an upset or restless child, and it's helpful at night to promote a calming environment and encourage restful sleep. I have several friends who will put this oil in a roller bottle with fractionated coconut oil and use it on the go for when their kiddos start to get a little overwhelmed. You know, I think every parent knows what that's like to be out and about with, with cranky little ones. And the great thing is that you can use Peace blend on yourself too. It takes patience to handle upset children, and Peace can offer that emotional support to stay composed during difficult parenting moments. The next category of plant families is our household favorite. We love mint oils. They're invigorating, cooling, and energizing. Mint oils may be especially useful when experiencing feelings of apathy, insecurity, or anxiousness. Motivate is a blend of mint and citrus oils that promote feelings of confidence and encouragement. This has become a favorite blend in our home that we use anytime we need to feel just a little pepped up. It's wonderful to diffuse when working on a project at work or school. It just helps you to stay motivated. You can also apply it to pulse points before starting a sporting event or other competition. You know, a girlfriend of mine recently told me about how she's using this Motivate blend to help her accomplish a personal goal of walking outdoors every day. There are some mornings she just doesn't feel like leaving her house at all, but after a few deep breaths inhaling this Motivate blend, she feels invigorated and ready to tackle her walk. I'm really excited for you guys to try this yummy combo and see what areas of your life it lends motivation to. Now, if you look closely at the wheel, you'll see that spices, grasses, and herbs offer support for negative emotions such as anger, bitterness, and boredom. And, you know, I believe we save the best emotional aromatherapy oil for last with Passion, the inspiring blend. This balance of spice and herbal essential oils helps you to rekindle excitement in your life. Passion smells absolutely intoxicating. You can apply this blend to pulse points and over your heart throughout the day to feel inspired and passionate. I like to wear this blend as perfume sometimes. You can also diffuse passion to start out the day feeling enthusiastic and diffuse it at work to spark creativity, clarity, and wonder. This blend is just fun to talk about. I love it. Well, now that you've been introduced to some of these powerful blends, let's discover what emotions are and how they interact chemically with essential oils in the body. We're also going to illustrate how our bodies instinctively process life experiences by creating new beliefs or reinforcing old ones. But to learn the language of your body, you need to know what emotions are and what they're communicating. Emotions are information-carrying molecules that bind to and react with cell receptors. They go into the cell, impacting function and behavior. In other words, emotions in their smallest and most basic form are chemical molecules. In this image, the cell is receiving these molecules on one of its receptors. Receptors are molecules that function as sensors or scanners, much like our eyes and our ears. I also like to visualize these receptors as keyholes and the emotion molecules as chemical keys, as they have to fit together to allow the message to come inside the cell. These receptors gather in a cluster at the surface of a cell, waiting for a chemical to attach a message. This new information is received inside the cell, impacting your energy level, your behavior, and your mood. Because emotions are chemicals, they aren't limited to the mind. Emotions flow and are processed throughout the body. I'm sure most of you have experienced the intense fight or flight response at some point in your life, which is not a reaction that happens just in your mind. This is a great illustration of how the chemicals released by your brain are experienced powerfully throughout your entire body in just a matter of seconds. Science reveals that there are complex neuroprocessing functions in the mind, heart, and gut. These three brains are neural networks with independent memory and intelligence. So this means that you can actually process feelings in each of these brains. The mind is like a conductor directing the body to feel emotionally and behave physically. The heart discerns the messages our brain receives, and the gut responds accordingly, distributing health or illness to the rest of our body. Now, if you've been enjoying the slides on chemistry and cellular biology, you'll also appreciate Dr. Candace Pert's book, The Molecules of Emotion. Dr. Pert is a pioneering neuroscientist and pharmacologist. Her book is written like a biography that chronicles her work discovering the first cell receptor sites, and it explains her research on how the chemicals inside our bodies form an information network linking the mind and body. It's a fascinating read that lends a deeper understanding into how our bodies communicate at that cellular level. Let's continue and walk through how these three brains work. Have any of you ever felt like the woman in this picture? I know I have, often. This stressful moment that she's experiencing is immediately recorded in her subconscious mind. In this image, you can see how each brain sends its own message. The mind might think, I have to figure this out. It's my responsibility after all, right? The heart says, I feel overwhelmed. Maybe I'm holding too much. The gut reinforces, I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. A biochemical reaction then occurs. You may feel conflicted, confused, even notice an unsettled stomach. These negative reactions are the consequence of conflicting messages which disrupt internal balance, and this results in disconnection or dis-ease. When we think and feel something simultaneously, a new belief is created. In this example, she now concludes, I'm not good enough. It's important to know that we are never stagnant. We are always reinforcing old beliefs or planting new ones. So the question is, are you nurturing a new belief, planting a seed, or are you cultivating a weed? You can see from this example how our processing of life experiences can have a huge impact on our beliefs and consequently the reality that we live in. I view this instinctive process of life experiences as an equation. You have life experience plus processing in the three brains, which equals or leads to the biochemical reaction. But what if there was a way to have greater control over these instinctive reactions? We can't train ourselves to stop feeling. Again, we're all emotional beings, but we must learn to manage our emotions because how we interpret and regulate them, it's critical to leading a happy life. Now we know that both emotions and essential oils are chemically based, so let's see what this equation would look like if we used the biocompatibility of essential oils to influence our fluctuating moods. Here we have our everyday gal experiencing disconnection, as we all do it sometimes. But let's say she recognizes herself reacting poorly to the situation and is tired of reinforcing old beliefs or weeds that aren't serving her. She suddenly remembers the doTERRA class she attended last month and goes in search of her box of new essential oils. Let's say that one of the first bottles she comes across for emotional support is Balance, the grounding blend. The chemical constituents in Balance blend promote relaxation, evoke feelings of tranquility, and may help ease anxious feelings. Balance is a popular essential oil blend to use during yoga or meditation. Many people like to use Balance first thing in the morning to start the day out emotionally strong. Balance blend is calming and grounding to the central nervous system. It contains frankincense, a powerful cleanser and magnifier. It also has essential oils distilled from spruce and hoe wood, and we've seen how powerful the tree family is when it comes to emotional well-being. Let's look at the physiology of what happens when our subject applies essential oils to her body. Because essential oils are fat soluble, their chemical compounds readily absorb into our skin and tissues. The tiny aromatic constituents enter our bloodstream within 30 seconds and make it to almost every cell and organ of the body within about 20 minutes. Because of their chemical complexity, essential oils promote and encourage physical detox. They help remove conflicting cellular messages and encourage cellular restoration. Essential oils also support cell receptors, those sensors that we talked about that function as doorways to chemical messages. It's truly amazing how biocompatible essential oils are with our bodies, and I especially love how quickly you can feel the effects. I am not a patient person, and I like to feel that instant benefit when I use essential oils. For this example, our disconnected woman has now felt the effects displayed by the chemical compounds in the grounding blend, Balance. By looking at our diagram, we can identify the quadrant that best describes the mood she desires to feel and then choose a blend. Another excellent choice would have been Serenity, the calming blend. Serenity is a dreamy mixture of relaxation. It contains lavender, sweet marjoram, Roman chamomile, ylang-ylang flower, Hawaiian sandalwood, and just a perfect hint of vanilla. Serenity is calming, renewing, and just plain delicious. I like to wear it as perfume, but don't think that it's a girly essential oil. In fact, I just taught a class recently where 4 teenage boys were raving about Serenity and admitting to not being able to sleep without it. I thought that was really cute. We like to diffuse Serenity and Balance blends together in a diffuser for relaxation, or even take an Epsom salt bath with a few drops of Serenity. It's heavenly. Now, we've talked a lot about the actions of the chemical constituents and how they interact with our bodies on a cellular level. So I want to address how quality affects therapeutic outcomes. The grade of an essential oil, it will determine its effectiveness. doTERRA employs strict growing and production protocol to ensure that our finished product will be safe and effective every time you use a doTERRA oil. This quality and purity standard we call Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade, or CPTG. These are the safest, purest oils available. CPTG oils are indigenously sourced from all over the globe and undergo stringent third-party testing by independent labs. This ensures that our final product is free of contaminants, fillers, or toxins, and that they're ready to be used by healthcare practitioners and in homes all over the world. Because of our quality and purity standard, you can be confident using our oils safely on everyone, from babies to great-grandparents, and those who need added physical or emotional support. The takeaway here is that doTERRA invests heavily in sourcing and testing to ensure that our oils are free from man-made chemicals and that the natural compounds in the essential oil exist in a ratio that enables the best therapeutic benefits. Also, a caution here, the advice that I'm giving for application and use of essential oils only applies to these CPTG oils. I cannot, in good conscience, recommend therapeutic use of essential oils that haven't undergone independent testing by a properly equipped lab. Any amount of adulteration can potentially increase toxicity and lead to adverse reactions. Let's go back to our formula here, where we identified a pattern of physical stimulus, in this case a stressful experience, and the processing and resulting reaction. We've used this as an illustration of how to use essential oils to alter this equation when you're feeling, or when you're faced with distressing stimuli. But we can flip this equation around as well. Let's say you're tired of nourishing mental weeds and simply reacting to life. We can actually use essential oils as a positive stimulus to anchor in new, healthy biochemical processing. Instead of waiting for life to offer you a positive or negative situation, you can create your own positive stimulus anytime you'd like. Essential oils engage many of the senses at one time and offer a powerful visceral experience. I like to do this with wild orange essential oil. Most days, I'll take a moment in the morning to breathe in the energizing aroma and go over personal affirmations in my mind. As I work on healthy thought patterns, the chemical compounds in the essential oils affect my body chemistry, helping to anchor in the seeds of new healthy beliefs. Because remember, when we think and feel something simultaneously, an old belief is reinforced or a new one is created. Isn't that exciting that we can use plants to help create our reality in this way? Now, you can choose any oil that resonates with you, but I like to use wild orange because it's inexpensive, cheerful, and cleansing. Citrus oils in general are fantastic at uplifting moods and promoting toxic release. Wild orange oil invites connection in the body and stimulates energy. It also pairs well with other oils. I enjoy layering wild orange with frankincense to apply topically and diffusing it with peppermint to enjoy the aromatic benefits. I've heard that people nickname this single oil sunshine in a bottle. Give it a go. Just try to think a negative thought while inhaling this aroma. It's almost impossible. Now, whether you're using essential oils in an acute moment of emotional distress or as part of a daily practice for healthy body chemistry, these practical emotional wellness tools only work if you use them. That requires some effort on your part. I advise people to position the oils strategically in their home and work environment so that they'll be able to use them whenever they have that need. I like to keep balance and wild orange on my nightstand, so it requires zero effort to use them first thing in the morning. I keep rollers of my favorite blends in my purse, and I have a collection of oils in different rooms of the house where we use them most. Sometimes people will ask, what's the best way to use essential oils or the best application method? But that really depends on personal preference and your desired outcome. Let's quickly go over the 3 ways to apply essential oils with specific emphasis on application for emotional wellness. You can enjoy the aromatic benefits of essential oils by breathing in a drop from your palms or straight from the bottle, or you can put several drops into a diffuser. I love diffusers because they can fill a living room, office, classroom, or lobby with aromatic constituents in a matter of minutes. That will improve mental clarity, enhance or calm emotions, increase feelings of well-being, and even provide a quick immune boost for every person in the room. Our sense of smell is more complex than any of our other senses, including sight. There are smell receptors on every organ of the body. So physically, as you inhale an essential oil, those molecules travel to the olfactory bulbs, which are directly connected to the emotional or limbic seat of the brain. This is how inhalation creates an immediate emotional impact. A fun way to enjoy essential oils aromatically is by wearing diffuser jewelry. You can purchase a variety of diffuser necklaces and bracelets online, or have a fun DIY project at home. You can find this terracotta necklace project on doTERRA.com under the product blog, the DIY section. And this would be a fantastic activity to do with children. My sons love to wear clay pendants to school, and they have fun choosing which oil they'll wear each day. Although sometimes I step in and choose the oil for one of our kiddos who he needs a little extra focus throughout the day. The second way we can use essential oils for emotional support is by applying them topically. Essential oils are transdermal. That just means that their tiny molecules can pass through your skin and go cellular very quickly. Here are some tips for topical application to affect the three brains of the body. But just know that, wherever you're holding occasional tension, you can massage an oil into that area for localized support. So we have applying over the heart, insides of the wrist, or in the fleshy pockets behind the ears. The wrists and behind the ears have thinner skin that's more permeable than other areas. You may apply on the back of the neck, across the forehead, or on the bottoms of the feet. And lastly, applying over the stomach area or again on the feet. We love to apply essential oils to the bottom of our feet. Not only does it feel amazing, but you have more than 7,000 nerve endings in each foot. And these are like neurological superhighways that distribute benefits throughout your entire body. The third way we can use essential oils is exclusive to certified pure therapeutic grade oils, and that is internally. CPTG oils labeled for dietary use may be taken internally in 3 ways, either in drinking water, under the tongue, or in a gel cap to support overall health. One of the reasons that we're including internal usage in a conversation about emotional wellness is because essential oils enhance absorption of nutrition on a cellular level. And digestive function is scientifically linked to mood. Although serotonin is a brain neurotransmitter, it's estimated that 90% of the body's serotonin is made in the digestive tract. Serotonin is responsible for regulating appetite, mood, sleep, and relaxation. So we want to make sure that we're regularly cleansing and restoring our gut health. If diet is an area where you need to up-level, of course, we want you to focus on the foods you're eating, but also consider adding daily support with minerals, micronutrients, and healthy fats. doTERRA's essential oil-infused supplements are full of powerful antioxidants, metabolism benefits, and whole food nutrients to promote energy, health, and lifelong vitality. So please, eat your veggies and be mindful about caring for the biochemistry in your belly. Now, before we wrap up, I want to discuss a few practical ways of using essential oils to support people with specific emotional health concerns, especially in regards to children's wellness. As natural solutions become more widespread, health-conscious parents are seeking out safe alternatives for a wide range of emotional wellness concerns. One that I'm asked about quite often impacts the nervous system and may include sensory processing issues. These individuals often experience difficulty with communication, obsessive interests, repetitive behaviors, and difficulty with social interactions. Now, just to be clear, I offer up this information from my own research for educational purposes only. My hope is that it can be used as a starting off point for you to begin your own research as you learn about essential oils and emotional wellness. Now, developmental disorders, like we just talked about, they impact the nervous system, and they're often represented on a spectrum. Most of us, when we think of a spectrum, imagine a linear graph with plots of severity indicated along a straight line. However, the reality of categorizing someone who is neurodiverse is a bit more complicated. This diagram is a more practical tool for identifying the varying strengths and weaknesses commonly encountered. You can see that each person on the spectrum will have defined traits in multiple areas. This representation lends some understanding and respect for those differences in how we experience the world. It naturally follows that supporting a person's body with neurodiversity is a complex journey. Traditionally, developmental disorders have been addressed with behavioral therapies, but new research suggests the benefits from sensory, motor, and environmental enrichments. A recent study in the American Psychological Association journal, Behavioral Neuroscience, explored the contributing role of aroma using some essential oils as part of daily environmental enrichment exercises. The study's outcomes showed significant improvements in several categories, including cognitive function and social responsiveness. Larger, more comprehensive studies are in the works to replicate and expand on these exciting findings. I often talk to parents who have their own unique journey exploring how essential oils benefit their family members. I wanted to share one of many experiences that have been sent to me from parents who use essential oils with their special need kids and family members. This is from a new friend of mine, Annie. She writes, A friend of mine had given me a sample of Balance, and after reading about it, I decided it could probably benefit my 3 family members who have varying degrees of sensory processing issues and neurodiversity. Before we left the house one Saturday morning to run errands, I made them all let me put a few drops of Balance on the bottoms of their feet. But I didn't tell them what it was for. I wanted to see if they would notice a difference. After several hours of being in circumstances that would usually make everyone very irritable, I realized that no one had been grumpy all day. We had all gotten along, but more than that, we had had fun together. I ordered a full-size bottle of Balance along with a few others. We've discovered a helpful combo in our home is vetiver, patchouli, Balance, and lavender with fractionated coconut oil in a roller bottle. We also benefit from diffusing vetiver with serenity and wild orange. We can all tell that the essential oils have helped, and my children ask for them when they recognize feeling restless or out of control. doTERRA has been a huge blessing for us and changed our whole family dynamic. Everyone is less stressed and much happier. Thank you, Annie, for allowing me to share your experience. She has many wonderful success stories of using essential oils for emotional wellness. I'm so happy her family has learned about them. I also want to highlight an oil that she mentioned was helpful for her family, vetiver essential oil. Vetiver is a unique oil in that it's distilled from the roots of the plant. It has a woody, caramel, smoky aroma that some would describe as smelling like dirt. But don't let that turn you off from it. Vetiver is often the #1 choice when reaching for an oil that offers calming, grounding effects on emotions. This oil blends well with many others and is often combined with lavender or Balance blend to create a powerful mixture for immediate emotional support. Before we move on, I want to offer a few suggestions for how to incorporate essential oils into someone's routine who experiences some of the challenge we've mentioned, especially as regards to sensory issues. Essential oils can be very stimulating, and we don't want to overwhelm anyone, especially little bodies. So the best advice is to start out small and introduce the different oil blends slowly. Some ideas for introducing them include adding a couple of drops of essential oil to the bathtub. Be sure to stick with neat, calming oils as water drives essential oils deeper into the skin. You may incorporate them into sensory activities such as essential oil infused Play-Doh or moon sand. You can also start out by diffusing oils in a diffuser or making a calming spray. And lastly, let children and people who are new to oils smell and sample a variety of them. We all have innate preferences and certain scents that resonate more than others. Another category of emotional wellness concerns that are often recognized in children are neurological in nature and characterized by distractibility, impulsivity, and restlessness or hyperactivity. There are several essential oil blends that support efforts of those who have difficulty paying attention and staying on task. A go-to oil for promoting focus is doTERRA's InTune. This earthy blend helps to enhance and sustain a sense of focus. Most people use this blend to aid in concentration at work or to stay on task when feeling tired mid-afternoon. InTune is wonderful for topical application and conveniently comes in a roller bottle. I'd like to share an experience from another parent, and this one, she specifically talks about the InTune blend. Renee says, "My son has always been high energy. We never saw it as a problem until grade school when his restlessness and distractibility began to affect his reading level. We practiced reading more at home, but his attention span and activity level proved to be too much to see any progress. We were all frustrated. A friend suggested we try essential oils and lent us an InTune roller to use during reading time. My son didn't like how it smelled, so we put it on the bottoms of his feet. We both noticed an immediate improvement in his attentiveness. After several months of using InTune during reading time, my son asks for it and will apply the roller himself on the back of his neck. The aroma has grown on all of us. We're grateful to have found something natural that helps us to get through reading time with less frustration." Thank you, Renee. I just never tire of hearing people's wonderful experiences with the oils. All right, let's begin to wrap up by talking about how to create a healthy mood lifestyle, which begins with healthy mood habits. If you're able to, I encourage you to take this survey, and as we read through the statements, mark down the ones that are true for you at this time. First up is a healthy mind for a healthy mood lifestyle, and the identifying statements are: I work on healthy thought patterns. I choose to believe good about myself and others. I nourish my brain with good fats and minerals. In the middle, we have statements for a healthy heart. I trust my intuition and my higher power. I freely give and receive love. I often feel peaceful inside. I rest well. And lastly, for a healthy gut, I digest and process food well. I nourish my digestive system with good nutrition and enzymes. My body is healthy and feels good. All right, the statements you can identify with are areas of strength, areas to celebrate and continue to nurture. The statements that sounded new to you may reflect healing gestures or opportunities for growth, which hopefully you've learned a bit more in this class about using essential oils to address these areas in your life. Now, you may be thinking, where do I even begin? And I really appreciate this quote from Lisa Wimberger. She says, "You fill a bucket drop by drop. You clear your mind thought by thought. You heal yourself moment by moment." I want to first encourage you all to have compassion with yourself. Emotional challenges can be a significant part of everyday life, and lasting change doesn't happen overnight. So please have patience with yourself as you implement new habits, practices, and patterns. Lastly, please connect with the person who invited you to this webinar. They will be able to help you get started with the right essential oils in your home that I promise you will fall in love with. They'll also provide you with continuing education and resources. I want to thank you for joining us and investing in your health by learning about emotional well-being and powerful essential oils. Have a beautiful day.